So you want to retire early, huh? You lazy son of a bitch. The almighty FIRE movement have spoken. You must only eat 5 beans and a slice of cornbread per day. There's no time to have fun. There's only a rat in a wheel. Run, 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 run. Happiness? Forget about it. You think you will be happy living in that house, driving that car, married to her? Are you mental? Retiring early has become a very trendy subject thanks to the invention of TikTok. On the clock, but the party don't stop. No, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You now have children who are not even old enough to operate a motorized vehicle telling you what to do with your money. It's ludicrous. And I'm not talking about the zoom zoom mode on a Tesla, more like the rapper. Luda! So let's bring it down a notch and talk about the only finance rule you really need to know. The 4% rule. John Cena. The year is 1994. William Benjamin drops the 4% yoink rule after analyzing worst case scenarios historically of stonks and bonks. The man's realized as long as you don't yoink more than 4% from your investments every year, you're golden. Retriever. You won't run out of money. Because before this, financial experts were spitting random numbers out left and right with little to no research. 1998. The month? Irrelevant. February. Location? Trinity University. While all the college nerds were bundled up in their dorm rooms watching animated movies about bugs, 3 little professors released one of the most influential financial papers of all time. Titled Retirement Savings, Choosing a withdrawal rate that is sustainable. It's the Trinity study. It's known as the Trinity study today, forever making every paper published by Trinity University as less important. The fellas looked at the success rate of different withdrawal amounts from 1926 to 1995 and adjusted for inflation. Can you just tell us why this is important? They essentially further proved that as long as you don't take more than 4% out every single year for 30 years, you will not run out of money. Or at least your chances of running out of money are very, very small. In fact, most of the time you're gonna have more money than when you started. Okay, so you're saying as long as I have $10 invested, right, I'll wear a vest, and I take out 4% every month. No, annually. Annually? Okay, so in 30 years, I'll have like $11? Well, most of the time, yeah, you're gonna have more than $10 after 30 years, but you're gonna need a little bit more than that to retire. So what are we talking here, like $20? So this quickly became a professional financial rule of thumb. But it wouldn't take long for some buttheads to throw some shade on this mathematically proven strategy. It's only based on 1995, and we're not in 1995 anymore. When? And it only accounts for a 30-year withdrawal period. When times 2? Well, bucko, the Swiss have put all their minds together, their poor minds, it's a website, and repeated the study from 1871 to 2022. That's over 100 years! And they included a yoink period of up to 50 years. Results? Promising. Or pretty much the same. Ben Felix, on the other hand, says the rule does not account for events that could have happened. This one's a little goofy because he's essentially saying the unpredictable stock market could have been even more unpredictable if certain events that didn't happen actually happened and you retired at that same exact time, you would run out of money. Huh? Did you get that? An easy counter argument to this is just to maybe hold off retirement if the country is going through a down market or a recession, or maybe pick up a part-time job if you're already retired. He recommends a 2.7% rule. Oh, I don't like that at all. You would need to save up 50% more. Oh, it took you 20 years to save up for the 4% rule? Well, change of plans, little guy. Go rip out 10 more. Another counter argument of the 4% rule is that it does not account for unexpected large expenses, like a new roof, a new car, or if Taylor Swift comes to town and your wife forces you to buy pit tickets for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday shows. It's the same show. We're gonna cut that joke. It's just a joke. I think they're gonna get it. I don't think we have to cut that one. It might be wise to establish an emergency fund for scenarios like this before you retire, and just keep a few $1,000 in like a high yield savings account. Quick little note. Financial advisor fees. Believe it or not, some financial advisors charge up to 1% of your portfolio. That's f***ing absurd. Luda! If you have $1 million invested, you're essentially paying them $10,000 every single year. Do you really think they're doing $10,000 worth of work for you? Huh? No! You think they're constantly moving your money around and strategically placing every one of your precious dollars in promising companies that give you a higher return than a typical index fund? No! Well, I'm not sure about that, but what I do know is that Warren Buffett himself proved that no one can beat the S&P 500. Don't fall for this kind of crap. Manage the money yourself. Just throw the money into a mutual fund like the Vanguard 500, which only charges you 0.04%. Discount unlocked, minus 96%. A lot of financial experts like to shit on the 4% rule, but they always leave out simple ways how anyone can withstand down markets, unexpected events, and other financial oopsies. Adjust your spending. Get this, you don't actually have to spend the whole 4% every year. You could spend less. If you notice that the country's in a recession, limit your boba. Yeah, I said it, your tapioca can wait. You will also spend less as you age. You become old, fragile, weak, sad. Oh, God! You're not gonna want to full send it down Splash Mountain when you're 60. Well, actually, you can't even do that now. They shut it down. Racial stereotypes. You might also have Social Security. You might. Notice I did not say you will have Social Security. You might. Probably not though. You might have some sort of a pension or retirement plan through your work. What about getting on all fours and begging money from your young, rich, greasy kids? They will probably give you some cash if you scream loud enough or bite hard enough. Just saying. I'm just goofing. If all else fails, you can always just go back to work. I'm not saying you will get to that point where you absolutely have to. I'm just saying there's a lot of different ways to avoid losing your cheddar during a recession. I was trying to make a joke. It's math time, everybody! Yay. Math. Taking the average household income of $75,000 and dividing by 4% gives us $1.9 million. So you would need $1,900,000 in stocks and bonds to continue living the same lifestyle you currently do. Or do you, gamer? Everyone's monthly expenses differ, but let's just assume you follow the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes to stuff you really need, like housing, transportation, and food. Oops, forgot a little comma there. What a big difference a comma can make. Don't fucking eat grandma! 30% goes to wants, like traveling the world, feeding your gambling addiction, and going to movies to see Tom Cruise's wonderful face up close.
Have you met an SP?
How old is he? 61? Miles per hour. And 20% goes to savings, like an emergency fund or supporting Wall Street bets. Now when you finally decide to kick the can of noodles into your boss's office and retire, your expenses will differ a little bit. You'll be living off of your investments, so you won't really need to contribute to the 20% savings category anymore, meaning you would only need 80% of your current salary to continue living the same lifestyle you currently do. So instead of $1.9 million invested, you would actually need closer to 1.5. Math, you sexy bitch. Now this all depends on how you allocate your income. For example, I have no idea how much you spend every month on Beanie Babies. It's not an investment. Sell those f***ing babies. So do your own math and find out when you can finally give your boss the finger. The index finger pointing up at the ceiling to let him know where you left the rotting fish. Retirement will give you depression. Maybe. Why are you looking forward to retirement? What are you gonna do with your life? Why can't you do that now? Retirement means no daily obligations, which could make you a sad boy if you have no plans. Try this little exercise. If you no longer had to go to work, but you still got the same exact paycheck every 2 weeks, what would you do every day? Is there a hobby you've always wanted to dip your little pinky toe in? Is there some sort of a business you wanted to start? Maybe you've been dreaming about building that pickle shed to store all your canned pickles. Like a squirrel, like a pickle squirrel. Whatever it is, why can't you do that now? Don't live in the future. Enjoy the journey, gamer. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Thank you.
The rat goes like this, like this, like this. You are now a normal rat.